We take you now to Minneapolis. All right, okay. I'm feeling you. We take you now to Minneapolis. We'd like to introduce this jockey, demonstrating the principles of friction. Well, Mother told me there would be days like this.
I met a cat who's a police officer, but he introduced himself to me and he said, he said I'm a hip-hop cop. And I started to think about that. Wait a minute. I started thinking about the concept of hip-hop cop, and I realized, you know what's funny is, cats my age and younger are growing up, and they're growing up in hip-hop. So we gotta understand that there's probably gonna be some hip-hop cops, right? Which led me to think that, like, in 15 years, there's going to be like senators that grew up on hip-hop, right? Which led me to realize that there's going to be eventually a whole world full of hip-hop kids, and I'm going to be responsible for a bunch of them. So, respect to all the hip-hop cops, but other than that, if you love the police, be quiet. What do the police say? What do the police say? What do they say? Put your hands up. The police say, put your hands up. The police say, motherfucker, put your hands up. The police say, motherfucker, put your hands up. So put your hands in the air and wave them like this. Put your guns in the air and wave them like that. Put your hands in the air and wave them. Wait, no, wait. See the policeman, notice the lonely man. How do you think he keeps his head up straight? Do you feel his rhythm? What do you think he did when he points at the eye from behind those shades? Feel the summer pressing, overdressing, so much sweat. His skin begins to shake with the surface wet.
Some days I get up, I look in the mirror, first thing I think is, damn, I look good. And it just really feels good, you know? And it's like, yeah, I'm fucking hot, you know? I'm fucking with it, man. I'm fucking ready to take on the world. I look out my window, and I say, God damn, this is gonna be easy. You know, I look at myself, and I say, look at, man. Look at who I am. Look at me, man. Look at, and I look right through the sweatshirt and all that, and I see muscles, man. I see my fucking muscles bulging out of my body, and I say, man, you can do it!
Anything is everything, and more is less. It's all sight, sound, and smell, taste, and felt. Knuckle up and buckle up your safety belt. Lift with your legs, speak with your mind. See the bigger screen, read between the lines. Brush your teeth, squash the beef. Judge the tree by both sides of the leaf. Save your soul, spend your money. Laugh at his jokes and pretend they're funny. Talk about your goals and hide your wants. Give them something they can hold and get a better response. Believe in karma, truth and honor. Respect the youth and understand the drama. Think about your moves before you make it. And see the motive for the info and advice before you take it. Traffic lights, stop signs, cops and crime. Top of the line, I lost my mind. I found my feet. Look over my shoulder before I cross the street. Dead zone, when in Rome, I'm begging for attention to be left alone. Headphones in flesh tones, and little Slug was having trouble trying to get home. Write a song, write a million songs, but they all the same song. It's like one long song. Fight the wrong and make them sing along. Continue to consume until the hunger's gone. Speak your piece and move on, move on. I need to buy time, but first I gotta find the coupon. And when I climb the mountain, I'm gonna teach, I promise. But for now, you can reach me at the office.
Explain to me this northern city of ours and what the scene's like there, and sort of a brief description of how you guys came out with doing what you guys are doing now.
Well, Minneapolis is essentially one half of a city. There's another city called St. Paul that's split between, there's a river that splits the two, and they call it the Twin Cities. So essentially it's two cities connected. However, at the same time, the two cities are separate, and so they have their own communities going on.
Moved to Minneapolis around 1989, the summer of '89. I came here. It was cool. I really wasn't trying to move here. Coming from LA to Minneapolis, all I saw was Prince and skating the cows.
I don't know, I guess the beginning was probably, 1993. What we do is, my friends and I, we sit in class in high school and kind of, we sort of knew about it, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, we have these tagger friends, so we're going to start and pick up tags and go at it. It was like, well, man, have you ever seen that book Subway Art? Well, yeah, that's a cool book, so we kind of just picked up spray paint that we had in parents' house and went down these tracks.
Probably a lot like the experience that a lot of people who lived outside of New York and possibly LA, I probably had an experience that was somewhat similar, whereas I did funnel a lot of my information and a lot of my growth in my teen years through what I could pull out of hip hop, out of lyrics and even beats.
When I first came here, like my first goal was to expand the NTS empire. That was my when I was sent off here. That was what Flex, the leader of NTS in LA, had told me, is to start up a whole nother NTS chapter.
Actually, how I got into DJing was I loved hip hop. I loved it a lot. And I was around this cat Seth, who people don't know, rest in peace. He was one of the, I'll say, especially at the time, the best MC in Minnesota for sure, if not globally. He was like very, 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 very ill, and like I knew him, and he's one of my good friends. And I just saw him, and I saw him doing shit in hip hop, and I was like, man, I can do something. I'm gonna do something, And when I break dance, I get all dizzy, so I couldn't do that shit. I used to draw and stuff, but I really, graffiti cats are really weirdos. I ain't trying to be out late all night spray painting. I want to talk to girls and stuff, I was like, oh, what can I do? And I've always been a beat cat, and I always loved scratching. And then my brother had a radio show for like a college, and he asked me, because I knew a lot about hip hop. He was like, you want to do it? And I was like, sure. And I just started collecting records, and then when I really started getting into it, seeing what it was all about, it just took my whole life over.
We used to draw out things on these school desks, because we all had this teacher that was kind of a space cadet, and he didn't really pay attention to what was going on. So what we do is draw out these pieces, or what we thought were pieces, on these desks, and kind of as a message back and forth.
I was like, they're breakdancers from Minnesota? Like, when I first started traveling, like, when I go out to California, like, the competitions in Miami and stuff, it was like, dude, you're from Minnesota, what? And then I'd get on a video here, a video there, and kids would go, you know, that dude's tight, he got cool, you know, because I just came with a whole different, like, outlook on what it was and brought something different to what I did.
I'll just go back in history. Before it was Micranots, we were in a group called the Metro Unit, which is like, you know, five brothers went to South and a few other cats. And then there was a group called a Mixed Breed, which was coming out of St. Paul, which had a man Hidden Rhythm, Ground Zero, Much Words, Society, and Truth Maze.
I was probably like 14 actually, and I always thought I was like the only rapper here because I was just dumb. I was in junior high and I didn't really know. Like I knew like I freestyle with my friends and I would battle people and I would write like a little bit, but I didn't really know that there's people that were like taking it serious that were like way doper than anybody I've ever met.
I'm a rapper from way back is what they say. That's what they say.
My mom played Sugar Hill Records for me, and I remember like when I was real young, I was just interested in rap because she played Sugar Hill and she like had all the words written down, and I was just interested in how it like all goes together and it's like fast and all that.
I kept all that stuff. That was my teenage years, so of course I introduced that to Mike, and he had to listen to it all the time. I was the adult. I got to play what I wanted on the, you know, record player or the whatever tape player in the car. So he got stuck listening to it. He didn't have a choice because I don't do much other music.
She was probably bumping New York, yeah. Big city of dream. Was it? Grandmaster Flash type shit, yeah. That makes sense. That's how I got into it. My dad used to bump all that shit. To him, though, it wasn't rap. It was just more soul music or whatever.
When I came here, I was lucky enough to hook up with the right people, and so I was able to meet and deal with a lot of those people who were from the old school of Minneapolis, and they were able to fill me in because a lot of those people now these days feel shortchanged in terms of how the Minneapolis scene is represented, and they feel like they get no credit, no props, and the people who are doing it now today don't even know who they are.
You have to have like a respect for the foundation of all this stuff, and I'm not like a big, you know, savvy baby when it comes to like paying tribute to these old people, but I mean I definitely think like you can't jump into something that's, you know, this graffiti as we know it is only, you know, 20 years old, 25 years old. I mean, people were writing up stuff forever, but I mean, as far as like the mind state that people are in right now, as far as bombing pieces and throw-ups and stuff, I mean, you have to like just acknowledge that stuff is, you're not going to top that, you're not going to reinvent graffiti just because you have some goofy style that you know, concocted or whatever.
You know, some of those people who I was able to encounter were people like Viper. I was able to encounter Viper, talk to him, not a lot. I was able to talk to and build with people like Jack, you know, to be able to allow me to understand what was really going on here around that time. We talked to people like, you know what I'm saying, my man Eli was doing shit.
In 1993 is when me and my friend invested in a pair of turntables and the Gemini Scratchmaster mixer, and began DJing, and he quit after 2 weeks and let me have the equipment, and I stuck with it. You know, we went in on him. I had some money from my bar mitzvah. Minneapolis. Yeah, he didn't exactly have the knack for it. And so, yeah, I just kind of started to practice a lot and, you know, started mixing. I think like everyone else, I started mixing, you know, just like in my house for at least a year or two before I ever played out anywhere. And when I did play out in places for the first couple years, you know, it sucked like everyone else.
I still feel that, like, in a big way, I owe a lot of just my self-awareness and my awareness of what's around me to the little seeds that hip-hop planted in me when I was just a wee lad.
It was always like, that's a dude from Minnesota. It's like one tight dude from Minnesota, you know. The Midwest got it locked. Because if you think about it, if you go out to the coast and you ask, who do you know in Midwest breaking? It's either someone from Texas, Chicago, or me from Minnesota. And that's pretty much it.
Imagine me with a long ponytail walking around South Minneapolis, like a little Afrocentric Ice Cube smoking a blunt writing on walls. That was where I went with hip hop. Like I played them all out. I was the little wannabe gangbanger. I was the little wannabe righteous kid. I was the graph writer. I was the player. I was the little wannabe Mac pimp. I never wore my pants backwards though, ever.
Is that the E back there? Yo, this is the E representing. Is it recording? Yeah. Man, you a goofy looking motherfucker, dude.
And we didn't like each other at first, and then we wound up liking each other. And then I had no place to live actually. I had to move into his house, and then that's how we became hella good friends. Cause mom's like that. His mom's real nice and helps the kids out and stuff.
Max has lived here off and on for a long time, and that's why I call him my surrogate, because you know, he doesn't get as much treatment as Mike, but he gets pretty close.
We probably perpetuated our weirdness on each other, you know. We had bunk beds and shit, you know, so I'd be on the top bunk and he'd be on the bottom bunk. We'd be listening to like Diggable Planets or some shit, you know.
That makes them click too. You know, they spent that time together, living together as teenagers. They were both teenagers.
Anyway, crews started taking themselves more serious, putting out their tapes, pushing their stuff, trying to do shows, selling their tapes, trying to do shows, selling their tapes, trying to do shows, to the point where some of us kind of progressed and started actually becoming bona fide labels, and we opened our own record store like a year and a half ago now, and so if we just keep learning how to flip this, and eventually I'm gonna have like my own coffee shop, and I'm gonna have a banana bread kiosk in the Mall of America, and you guys can all come down and I'll sell banana muffins, banana pudding. I know cats have heard me talk about this before and they don't take me serious, but I'm serious. You guys, I have a goal here to accomplish.
There were mad heads in Minneapolis before me. I just happen to be probably, you know, we're putting it down the most right now, you know. And honestly, you know, I've gone the farthest with it, you know, done real tours, done shows outside of the country.
How big a show could you do there? How many people would come?
I mean, in the Twin Cities, I mean, if we work it right and, you know, say work all the angles and catch the right day and make sure it's all ages and whatnot, we have a pretty large draw. I mean...
What's a large draw for there?
A large draw would probably be the biggest 8 and 1,000 people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the biggest venue as far as like what we're doing holds like anywhere from 15 to like 17.
Caffeine, the nicotine, the milligrams of tar. It's my habitat, needs to be cleaned. It's my car. It's the fast talk, the use to abuse and feed my brain. The cat box needs to be changed. It's pain, it's women, it's the place of power, it's government. It's the way you're giving knowledge slow, thought control, subtle hints, rubbing it. Keep it atmosphere! Atmosphere! Keep it going now! Atmosphere! Yo, I'm sorry. Hey, are y'all motherfuckers really ready now? True for the line. And I don't know if my life is trying. It's the caffeine, the nicotine, the milligrams of tar. It's my habitat, it needs to be clean. It's my car, it's the fast talk they use to abuse. It feeds my brain. It's the cat box, it needs to be changed. It's the pain, it's women. It's the place of power, it's government. It's the way you're giving knowledge, so it's all control, it's subtle hints, it's rubbing it, it's applying cream, it's the foreigner sightseeing with high beam, it's in my dream, it's the monsters that I conjure, the marijuana, it's the embarrassment, displacement, it's where I wander, my genre, it's edited for the radio, it's game shows, it's cheap liquor, plus it's full of stickers with rainbows, it's angels, Jesus God, the white devil, the mother, the servant, it's the motherfucking, it's gas fuel, Tommy Hill, Columbia House, music left is uninterrupted. It's blood, it's trips, it's 5 and 6. Stick-up kids, Christian conservative terrorists. And it's porno flips. It's the East Coast. No, it's the West Coast. It's public schools and it's regulated Minneapolis, St. Paul, Central! Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, nothing is as fun as sitting at Ant's house and just making music.
Yeah, well, Sadiq told me he saw that when I was working at the store, there was something on the web like, if you guys want to see Ant, he works at the Fifth Element right this week or something like that. And
Did you get people coming in like...
he got a ponytail.
I mean, I used to rap there until I started working with him. And he basically, as weird as it sounds, he taught me how to rap. Not like how to say my shit or how to do my shit, but he just, I don't know if it was accidentally, because he did the same thing for Beyond. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was kind of pulled in to their magnet to begin with, was because I've been doing things a certain way for so long. And I just went over there one day to do a verse on the song with Beyond. And I sat there for a couple of hours and watched them do their thing, and it was just pretty much sold on how they did their thing. And immediately at that point started doing it their way and never even attempted to turn it around. You know, it's like I got a lot of friends that are incredible writers, incredible rappers, you know, dope, this, that, and the other. But I can always sit back and watch them or listen to them and kind of go, okay, you know, I see where you're outstepping yourself right now and where you're being a personality as opposed to just coming through. And I think what Ant did is taught me and Beyond how to just come through and not necessarily try and pretty it up with this or that. Everything else is in the shadows of actually doing a 4-track session at Ant's house. It's like, I could do that forever. If I could figure out a way to just do that and that alone, just stay in my little cave here and sling 4-track tapes on the internet for the rest of my life, that would be the way to go. We've pretty much pigeoned ourselves into a situation where we make music that sounds or smells or looks like exactly what we want it to be like. We're not necessarily catering to opinions or needs of other people. I mean, my stories are, you know, by me, about me, but kind of for you, hopefully. You. What?
We know that there's missing a particular type of song. And so we're aiming at that right now. And it's a particularly hard type of, for us anyway, you know, for some reason, it's just like that fucking, it's like punk rock or whatever type shit, you know, just there's some really hardcore shit.
Well, back in the days when I was a smaller me, I must have learned the power of apology. Cause I've been catching some rats that wanna follow me, based solely on the fact that I'm me, all of me. And I'm nothing but sorry if you feel you've been bruised. All I wanted to be was Father Goose. Now, here we are staring at our own impatience, waiting to see who'll be next to drink the gin and juice. The pudding, the Kool-Aid, pick your poison. Doesn't matter, take a deep breath, close your eyes. Reality was never meant to be defined. Manifest your need and let the rest metamorphosize. But don't you look to me for guidance, cause I've been looking for that vitamin myself. Wishing we'd been born on a different day. Can't help, feel like we're being held. I'm being held, they'll have to drag me kicking and screaming. Everything is one man's dream. Everyone is coming and leaving. And y'all ain't ready for these secrets, held back. Alright, y'all can leave now.
That's the only time where there's any surprises. I mean, sometimes, I don't know, me and Eyedea have shows where we get that feeling just because we accidentally did some really cool shit that's never happened before. But overall, the shows aren't nowhere near as fun as they probably should be. Not to, not to sound like I'm complaining, because I'm not. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. It's been a long night. Who's been here since 6 o'clock? Man, I feel you. Respect. Respect. Peace. Yo. So, it goes without saying, we're not like the hypest shit to ever come delivered to your fucking stage. It goes without saying, we're probably not the smartest shit to ever come packaged and handed your cerebellum or whatever the fuck you're trying to call it. But the truth is, Eyedea is one cute motherfucker, you know? I'm just fucking around. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I do that. But the truth is, I got a head full of fucking advice. Who wants to listen? Now don't put the hands up if you really don't want to listen. Fuck it, put your hands up and have fun. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? When you come to apply for the job, don't tell them that you're homeless, because I promise they won't hire you. And if they like your songs, just nod your head and play along. Never tell them what inspires you. I'll bet my fans know me better than my friends do. Because my friends don't pay that much attention. The fans memorize every single sentence, which makes them far too smart to ever start a friendship. I need to start writing pieces about other people's problems, because the strangers are starting to get worried. I'm in a hurry to try to slow the system down to pay and find happiness before I hit 30. Now I've said too much. I wear my heart on my sleeve when all I need to do is write a hit. Somebody should have showed me how to shut up and breathe, because it's a time and place to bite your lip. It goes to eastophobia for the boots made for walking. Now if only Best Buy would break me off with the walk, everything could be fine and I could spend time smiling instead of pulling a sad clock around the side. I've got no suggestions, well, just one. Leave my type alone when you decide to touch that microphone. See, me and you, we're on different pages. We're in different spaces. We got different favorites. I'ma let them do their thing just as long as they sing. I got a single thing to do with me and what I'm trying to bring. But if my name crosses your lips, you better guard your tongue. Pardon me, give me my respect and keep it all in fun. If I had some extra time, I'd walk around and shake everybody's hand like, yo, how you doing, my man? But I'm not allowed. I'm trying to beat the clock now. So I'm out right after I rock this crowd. Let's go, hola, hola, hola. Come on. Louder. Let me hear you say hola, hola, hola. Sesame Street, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all I ever wanted out of life was rhyming. Either from me or an innocent bystand. I wasn't that picky. Just give it to me quickly. Whatever it takes to cook these cakes. They want to hear their voice, but don't know nothing about the break. And it's obvious they haven't found a place. Got me asking, who is he? How'd he end up in my city? I'm the crocodile that the trucker tried to wrestle. Word. I'm the main ingredient from yesterday's special. Word. Close the hole and push the level. I'll chop the head off the devil and I'll throw it at her. And I'll be damned if I ever climb another tree. From here on, this world's a bird feed on to me. From sun to sun and from she to she. Girl, they call me Slug. Do you want to make... All the leaders in the place, throw your hands in the air. All the fingers here tonight, throw your hands in the air. All the eaters in the spot, throw your hands in the air. Anybody we forgot, you can stand there and stare. Yeah, you remember track talk, off to a bad start. The weight I used to carry got buried in the backyard. Caught between the scotch and the cinnamon Pop-Tart. The bell doesn't work, fool, you better knock hard. Line by line, I'm doing fine, and I design my mind for my kind. And when my kind does leave behind the find that I was the one that died trying. I would never trade the way I am for the way I'm not. My crew is kind of popular, we get to play a lot. My son thinks that I'm the coolest thing in the world, cause he's still too young to fall in love with girls. It goes hola, hola, hola. Everybody!
Really, for me, I design my music. I design my music for black folks. And then I design my music for working class people, you know, because beyond color issue is always going to be class issues, you know. And so, mainly just from an underground perspective, because hip-hop to me is really makeshift, you know. The whole motto is, you know, use what you got to get what you want, I feel, you know, because if you look at everything that's been created or has been recreated through hip hop, the things that already exist, and became pretty much iconoclastic to where it defied its original purpose, and then had a new purpose. You know what I'm saying?
That's my man all the way from the MP, Eyedea. You know how we do that thing when you're West. We remember the future like crystal clear, forward in the future like it was last year. Kids used to float like a tag in the air. Anti-gravity suits shown by the player. Vehicles sliding through the air like poisonous vapors inhaled. But no masses just saved yourself or your neighbor. Revolutionary behavior in public was major. Mentality nation.
Like I'll be doing shows and then cats come off, you know, I get off the stage and they be like, yo, man, you a big dude, man. How can you keep moving like that? You know, and I really don't be looking at it like that. I do what I want. I want to see a motherfucker. I mean, yeah, okay, we have to walk back and forth, but at least put some pep in that shit, dance or, you know, do something. As opposed to just, you know, it just depends on whatever cats like. That's how I like to operate. I see cats and they have all the right things in place for them. They got the cool DJ, they got the tight beat, they got the lyrics, but they still don't got it though. They lack the passion. You know what I mean? And I think that's what separates, you know, me from a lot of cats, because I got passion for this shit, you know.
Forward, back, swing it, back, forward, back, swing it, back, forward, back, swing it, back, forward, back, swing it. I'm like the 8 immortals of Taoism, legendary 8 immortal elements of verbal mastery. Strength down in the aura of fire, pressure, blood. Biggest thrilling is work of conscience, conscience, the most prominent element, venomous. Rise up on the self-destruct through the hands up, poison thoughts in the form of piercing, fearsome, spirits that's earthbound, usually represents terrain, equivalent to famine, savage, cause of fatigue inside of the mental facility when injected, traveling rapid infected savage, pure energy ejaculating out of my double-edged sword, smothering doubles intelligence.
Touring is the best. I've done many different tours and many different shows and stuff, but it's never been like, you know, living out of a van, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's hectic, but it's worth it. You get to see, you know, how you reach people, you know, off of the shows, which is really important. You know, it's really like an underground concept, you know, or I won't even say an underground concept, just concept of those who have a different perception of music and knowing that it really has to get to the people, or those who may not have the payola to pay off people for airplay. You know, more of like, it was hip hop, you know, but also mainly like independent rock ethic, you know, just loading up the van and just touring for 2 years or some shit like that. You know?
How was your birthday? I didn't even get to ask.
I didn't have a menage a trois. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get drunk in Denmark, though. I got really drunk at the club. Yeah, I at the club.
Oh, in the bathroom.
Yeah, and then I went and rapped.
Yeah, in the trough.
In the trough. And the sink.
That was bad.
Dude, that was like shit.
Well,
No, I
I
earled.
want to hear
I earled.
that at
Wait,
his
wait.
birthday, okay, guys?
I
You guys
earled.
are responsible.
And after I earled, I got on stage and rapped.
Yeah.
And then after
You
I
get
rapped, I
overly
went back and
drunk,
threw up
Max,
some
I'll
more.
kick your ass in New York. Okay, your
Sorry.
turn.
Yeah.
I didn't get a hug from you.
Ooh, you like a notebook.
Okay, right? Oh, you're like a notebook. All right.
Right, safe, call me.
You're coming in
Let me
here?
know how you guys are going.
Yeah. You just watch it, pal.
I'll see
I'm
y'all
on
on
to
the
you.
first.
You
I
and
get
your
in
camera.
at 10:20.
Jay Bird, y'all. What up?
And what do you do for a living, Jay Bird?
Right now?
Yep.
Artist management, tour management, booking, a little bit of everything. Right now, I manage a group from Chicago called Rubber Room, and handling some management / touring / booking duties
for Atmosphere, Eyedea and Abilities. It's good, man. It's fun. I mean, everybody's real professional, and I mean, everyone has their own unique characteristics and stuff, but it's actually a breath of fresh air.
Hey, doesn't Abilities look like a billy goat? Ability goat.
Damn, you do look like a billy goat.
Slow down, man.
You better get nicer, dude. You're like already grumpy, and it's the first day.
Let me see my wallet.
Uh-oh. Are you serious?
Keep it real. Man, I didn't think y'all was like rubber.
I don't have to worry about a lot of artist things that usually go on, for the most part. You know, every now and then Slug ends up missing. But for the most part, everything is really on point, you know? I mean, it's not a, you know, touring isn't for everybody, so it's not the easiest thing to do.
Hey, you know, I'm gonna start a campaign with these kids that start pulling their pants up and sagging. I think it messes your lower back up. No, it doesn't. I think it doesn't. No, it doesn't. In fact, I'm gonna pull out a Levi's lawsuit.
Was that you that was saying it on stage?
Yeah. This don't mess up your back, dog. I think it does. You're the one that said Wu-Tang was for the babies, too.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that, man. Down in Texas, right?
Dude, you said that shit in front of Chuck D. Chuck D was like, so what do you think about hip-hop? And you were like,
I don't know. It's like if you've never tried, as an artist, tried to do this shit yourself, like actually book your own stuff and all that, you would never even understand how much the man Jay Bird is. You know what I mean? It's like just with just things breaking, things going wrong and shit like that. It's like things you don't think about, all the little things that you don't think about that can make life so much more comfortable. That dude does all that, man. It's like, he showed up last night and gave me a book. Like, you guys could accidentally leave me at a hotel, and I could still do the tour. Like, the book is so good, you know what I mean? It's like, Directions to Grayon from the hotel, you know? That is the dope shit, man. 15% never felt so good.
I'm the kind of artist where I like to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
That's my responsibility.
And that.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to sit in the fucking back of the car.
Yeah.
When the show comes, drive me there.
Like,
When it's
okay.
done, take me home.
Yeah.
I don't want any of the other shit, and that's why birds get to have around with me, handle all that other bullshit that I don't want to handle.
Yeah.
Open up, man. Open the door. See what happens, man.
yo, you gotta be on in 15 minutes, dog. 15 minutes, big camp. Word.
If you're down with DJ Abilities, somebody say, alright, alright, alright. First of all, it's all about sincerity. But second of all, it's all about skill.
Do you have a musical background besides DJing, producing? Not at all. Nothing. That's what's cool about hip hop. You know, you just fucking do it. If it sounds cool, it sounds cool, you know? if you talk to any like person who's really into art and stuff and music, they just do it because or else they'd probably wind up shooting somebody. You know, I know if I didn't practice, I'd probably go insane. You know, it's my stress relief. A lot of DJs will just sit there and then just kind of cut and do stuff and go, yeah, this is fucking cool. But they won't actually go, I want to make this sound, how do I physically make it happen and come out of this and comprehend how it's happening, how this is translating to what's coming out of the speaker. Good to be on stage, and it's really good to know, like, even when I'm having, like, I'm all like, this sucks. You look in the crowd and everybody's happy, you're making people happy. That's tight, you know, you really break it down. That's like, you know, I'm in a bad mood, but everybody else is in a great mood because we're on stage. That's good, you know, that's some good Samaritan shit. I like that a lot.
Right, Gamer 1 from NTS, AKB. I've been writing since 84, 85. I picked up the name Gamer in 1987. I'm from the West Coast originally. I came here in 1989. And when I came here, there was a lot of writing and stuff already pre-existing. But Minneapolis went through a crackdown phase. And so all I could see was the remnants.
Right now I write the N34 and I've been at it for about 7 years. Started in kind of spring of 1993 and just kind of gone from there. Hooked up with a lot of people and enjoyed it quite a bit, but there's certainly been quite a few bumps in the road, which I take into consideration every day, whether I think to continue or give it up or move on.
You write because you like to, and it's self-expression, and it's a way in which to show society of the ills that go on within the city, and you know what I mean? And of course it's for fame, you know, but that was why we did it, you know, fame and just destroying shit, you know, that rush.
After 7 years, do you still get an adrenaline rush when you go out and
that or
something that you look forward to?
That or a panic attack sometimes. Like, a lot of times I just feel like just wanting it to be over with, you know. In other words, looking forward to the hour after it's all over where I can go take photos or whatever, or the day after where I can kind of like bask in not the glory, but indulge in it and enjoy it. But while I'm at it, it's pretty somewhat nerve-wracking sometimes Maybe that's just me kind of being paranoid.
The one thing I could tell you, honestly, is that in terms of writing, is that the feelings never ever changed. It's always been the same. It's always been a rush. It's always been just a good feeling. It's never distorted. Throughout the years, it's always the same, you know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I'll be hiding in the bush, and I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing? You know, I hear sounds and shit. I'm thinking about other people that are my age, like, what is that person doing? They're probably, you know, getting ready to go to bed and blah, blah. I'm dirty as fuck, running on some tracks.
So are you getting to the point of why exactly am I out there?
Yeah.
That's a good question, because I feel like I've always liked to draw, like I said, like I really like comic books. And I'm not going to say that I have some sort of cosmic message that no one else can pick up on unless I bring it to the, to the city. But I feel that I kind of, it's nice to have something to participate in with people. But I guess, like, what compels me to go out there still, I really don't know. One thing I like about graph is that it allows people to have some sort of voice, whether it be bad or, because most people see it as negative that aren't in the graph community. And I think, to tell you the truth, I think not enough people in the graph community see it as negative. But I think that it allows for, people to see, wow, there's other people in this world than those that, go to the club on Friday and Saturday, and just kind of, buy into the way the world is supposed to work that we see in movies.
The act of writing on something is a political act because you're taking space. You're a space thief. Within any movement, you're going to have people who are just foot soldiers. You're going to have motherfuckers that are your field generals. Then you're going to have your top-level brass that probably don't touch the battlefield a lot anymore. You know what I mean? And there's a room for all of us. There's people who have no political, no spiritual, no agenda, nothing. So why do you write? I write because I just like to write. I like fucking up shit. I used to burn shit up before this, and now I write, so, maybe I'll be a murderer after this. Who knows? But the thing is that even without the knowledge and without anything, they're still involved in a political act. Just like if somebody writes and they don't listen to no rap music, they don't break dance, and they don't DJ, they're still involved in hip-hop, because writing is hip-hop. Doing graph is hip-hop, so you are involved in hip-hop. There's no separation of it. You may not embrace all aspects of the shit, but you're involved in writing.
One thing I like is that hip-hop seems to more or less embrace graph, where a lot of other musical forms that could have just didn't. Like, obviously, punk would be one of the others that would have and should have and just kind of didn't, because graph must just go so well with like hip hop. But also part of that is the kind of what's perpetrated that graph just is one of the four aspects of hip hop in general, that it just is no matter what. And I think I don't know. I mean, I run into people that could care less about. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that, because a lot of people are kind of victims of that idea where if you write graph, you have to listen to hip hop.
The Twin Cities is kind of a weird area because you got like punk rockers, you got hip hop kids, you got all this weird type of like blend of people. I mean, I guess that's like how it is everywhere. But
I've seen trains where it's like, Led Zeppelin this, or props to Rush, Rock On that, where it's kind of like they make no mention of these old rap artists or anything like that, where it, so in other words, you can't really just say that hip hop and rap are like, or graph and rap are intertwined in any way. I mean, sure they both share certain aspects, but I don't buy that where it's like you have graph only represents hip hop.
I would say here especially, like a lot of kids that are from different backgrounds are really drawn to this stuff, and you get kind of like a unique blend of just different perspectives on things. Not to mention, you know, people are feeding off of people within this scene. I mean, a lot of kids that start writing hadn't even been aware of stuff that was going on the coasts and, you know, New York or LA or San Francisco or whatever prior to seeing, you know, some of the kids that have been rocking stuff for a while here. So
I'll tell you one thing. One thing that's changed is who's involved in it. You know what I'm saying? I have my own philosophies, and they're popular and unpopular, but I don't care. I just say it how the fuck I see it. My philosophy is, like, when I started writing, it was mainly, I really didn't see any Asian cats. It was just blacks and Latinos, you know what I mean?
Like, I don't really see that many people that are, you know, way below the poverty level that are interested in it. It's just like kids, middle class kids that are attracted to some sort of feeling of danger or something along those lines. It's not so much people that are already disadvantaged that have to sweep floors at night and in the morning, and that, you know, have no time for this, have no leisure time for these, you know, kind of pointless exploits. You know, it's almost like you have to have too much time on your hands to be able to do it, and having too much time on your hands comes with a parent who can support you well enough so that you don't have to work outside the home.
These days, the shift that I've seen, the difference between is, and there's more European cats out here doing it, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I do miss those days, and sometimes it does seem distorted and twisted to where it's gone from a lower class form of rebellion to like a upper class form of hobby. You know what I'm saying? And that shit kind of twists me. And the majority of the people that I do see it do have the luxury to be able to, you know, get rebelistic, you know, get in your rebelistic phase. And some of the illest rebels do come from middle class families, you know what I'm saying? And that continues, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of the major shifts that I've seen, and anybody I feel will attest to that. But I do attribute it to the reason why there's not a lot of blacks and Latinos in it, to the class situation as well as the race situation. One thing I'm gonna tell you, shit that really, really fucks me up is cats that's from the suburbs that wanna go tag in the city. I'm like, yo, go tag in that area, the whole shit. I mean, what are you doing? You know what I mean? That's the whole science of it. Not, let me go to a sturdy. I mean, the whole, if you try to rebel where you at. That makes no sense to leave your little comfortable dwelling and come damage and be rough and rugged and wash your hands and sneak through the back door in time for Norman Rockwell dinner and shit.
Sure, I may work a crummy job or this, that, and the other, but, you know, every so often I get over on this train and it looks real good by someone that you as society would call a deadbeat loser. And so I like that aspect of it, that it kind of makes me feel like, like a double life that no one knows about, and it hopefully it keeps people on their toes because, like, keeps, you know, people paranoid or thinking in some way or another, or this is something that lends to my being, and it might be illegal, but I guess this is something that I have to live with, and it just kind of comes with the territory of being who I am, so I can't deny it, but I also see it as, you know, finite.
we got about 45 minutes outside of Atlanta at like 2:35 in the morning. And
dude, we're sitting there, me and Mike fucking kind of dozing in the back, because that's what we do. I sit in the back and complain, and Mike sits next to me and fucking touches me, and I think, get the fuck off me, you know, fucks with me. Slug navigates, and Bird drives, and for some reason Bird's asleep, and Slug was driving.
boom, bam, out of the left side I saw this deer, and I was like, yo, hit it, and there, it was bad, man. It was we was going like 75 miles an hour, and I don't know if the deer flew over the van or went to the side, I can't remember. Max and Mikey were sleeping in back. They got woke up, it was screaming.
And I cried like a fucking girl.
Oh my god, you know, fucking, and we just pull over and shit, and I mean, me and Mike are like, oh shit, you know, like, what the fuck?
Nah, not really like a girl. More like a guy crying like a girl.
We get out, you know, we see fucking little pieces of Bambi and shit in the fucking fender. Shit all stinks.
I felt bad. I've never really killed anything bigger than a bug before.
I mean, I'm saying there was chunks of fucking flesh and shit in the fender, and our van was totaled.
Well, that's not true. I accidentally killed a cat once. That sucked.
Nobody's dealt with this situation before. I've hit 2 deers before. I've dealt with this situation before, not to this extent.
Bird just handles it, man. Yeah. Don't turn the car off. Turn the car on. Everybody get in the car. Get this and that. And like, fucking totally fucking patrolled us to the fucking motel and called the people. And like an hour later, we had a brand new van.
Same color van, the same year van, the same problem with the one door not locking. The only difference was this door didn't lock with the first van. Now it's the other door didn't lock with this van.
But killing a deer was really fucked up because they're so majestic. They're just these big, beautiful creatures that taste really good. And to fucking run one over was really bad.
All these deer, and especially like a lot of these places, there's no place for them to go. All these suburbs going up everywhere. Deers don't, they gotta cross the damn road, try to get laid with another deer. And here we come and we take them out. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up, man. I will never forget that fucking shit my whole life. I just, and people come up to me and they're like, yo, tell me about the deer. Yo, I read about you on the internet. It's just like, yo, the poor deer, dude. I felt so bad.
But all I'm gonna tell you about the deer.
Always get the extra insurance when you rent vans, dog. Because that tour would have been over right there in Georgia. We've been trying to figure out how to get home. We would have all been on a Greyhound or something.
You bet so. No. Did you or did you not challenge daylight? I just wanted it for me. Hey. All right, chill. Did you challenge? Yes? Okay. All right. Y'all like what you see? Make some noise. Don't be fooled.
Like, if you can pull the audience into what you're doing and get them on your side, it doesn't matter what the other side does. You have it overruled right there.
It's something you. Rap is something you do. Hip-hop.
Hit one freeze or one move, and if I hear the crowd cheer, if it's super loud, I might leave. If I know I can't outdo that cheer. If it's really low, then I'll keep working until I get them to their like, ah. And then you get out, because if you leave them on a high note and the kid goes out and screws up, it's just whatever, it's like, nah, he's
Round two! Slim, what you got, boy?
If you're pulling the crowd behind you, that's why I'd rather have the crowd, the mass of the people that came there to watch. Those are the people that I'm concerned about. So as long as I'm pulling them, if I win or lose, when people leave, they'll be like, oh, they got gypped out. They should have won.
Survival. It's smile in your face and talk behind your back. And when you do the story, it's never that. Some say, hey, friends, try and get where you
I go out of town and, I'm this little skinny kid, long hair, whatever, glasses. Kids just start throwing stuff. I'm sitting there goofing around, screwing moves up on purpose, and then just start snapping in their own time. Kids be like, that motherfucker can break. That's how you're supposed to do it. It's just funny just to come out, and then you just connect. It's like, dude, I didn't know that. And, like, the big thing, like, with me is, like, how do you keep your glasses on? Just, like, that's the secret. Never busted really without them on. It's just, they don't come on. I don't know. Just my little trade.
Show you love for Slim. Slim. Now, y'all show your love for Daylight.
any aspect of being in front of people, it gives you way more confidence if you go and you do battles and you just get over that, you know, the anxiety of it, because there is a lot of anxiety for me, you know, totally. Like, you know, I have a knot in my stomach like 3 or 4 days before a battle all the time. Once I get it down, it'll be good. My main objective in battling is just basically to do well for myself, do something interesting and different, you know, stand out from everyone even if you don't win, you know, do some shit that people will remember. It's a good experience to go to a battle and lose, and to do that a lot. But like, to me, DJing is about having experiences in front of a crowd. I mean, DJ or disc jockey, you know, you play records, and battling is an extension of that, you know. You have to go battle, and it's good to go to a battle. You don't have to battle, but you have to be in front of people, you know, and you have to, like, have that experience, and it's like, it builds character, you know, like, going and just, like, being in front of people and just sucking, you know, like, borderline humiliating yourself. It's like, it's good for you. If you don't ever do that shit, you're gonna regret it, you know, like, if you don't ever take any chances. And it totally, like, gives you way more confidence.
I started performing, recording, traveling, and all that package in about 9th grade, when I was about 15 years old. Before that, of course, I listened to rap and I wrote rap, but it's not like I wasn't the man back then.
Now this is a lot of improv. This is a lot of improv tonight. Let me give you a little title or a little subject for you to rap on.
Now I gotta rap, man. See, this job has its down points, see, and they're gonna make me rap live.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 2 choices, or you just want one?
Just give me.
All right, how about rapping about all the guys you beat, all the other 15 guys?
I don't want to do that because that'll get me shot. We're outside of the Red Sea, and tonight we are doing some guest performances by Atmosphere featuring Eyedea and Abilities, by the Native Ones, by Brother Ali, by Musab, and by everybody else that's cool. And also there's this huge thing going on. This kid Eyedea won the Blades battle, it seems, and we got a big screen TV in there where we're gonna watch the Blades battle on HBO. It's not just TV. By the way, Rhymesayers Entertainment is the best rap group on the planet. We're the best record label on the planet, and I love the world. Peace. Hi, Mom.
That's why he's the world champ, and his mom's still ill tonight, too, as a matter of fact, so we wish her well. And he's going to be performing here at the Red Sea nightclub tonight, along with the screening, the big viewing tonight of the HBO special. Yeah. Yeah, real.
It's hip-hop history in the making. Blades battle. Face Off 2000 World Championship. Next on HBO.
And every human appreciates improvisation. Like you gotta just give that credit. Like, if you actually understand like what a person is doing off the top of their head, whether it's comedy, whether it's jazz, people are amazed by that. People are amazed just by witty people. You sit in a room with someone that can crack jokes and make you laugh. People are amazed. Wow, look at that guy. He's neat. Charisma. We should, steal his wallet. No.
Yo, there it goes. On the mic, I'm both so terrible. Look at him trying to mock me, knowing that he jocks me. You couldn't kick dope lyrics with karate. Come on, bring off the microphone and try to rock me. Yo, I grab the mic and straight be a rap enhancer. This cat wants to be my fucking backup dancer. This man ain't rapping. You should go sign a fucking deal with Little Janet Jackson.
It's your love in your life, so you have the anxiety of losing or whatever it is, the nervousness of not coming off that tight. But battling is a sport.
This is it, the moment you've been waiting for. That, the sound meter, will be the determining factor with who wins this battle. Don't cover your mouths on this one. This determines who wins everything.
Half of what you do going up there is not how dope you are. It's how confident you are, which will lead to how dope you are.
Coming to the stage, Eyedea. Champion, Eyedea.
If I go up into a place, like really genuinely thinking that I will like serve anybody in there, I will.
What's up with that? Your whole style is weak. You get defeated, depleted. Your whole style is cheap. Yo, I grab the mic and straight disconnect your face. Yo, it's your turn, but you got second place.
Mike's a really good battler on a couple of points. He doesn't let what you say really affect him.
Hey yo, I'ma spit hot bars, even if this dude is boring. They got shells battering, little Chuck Norris.
He doesn't take it personally. Never takes it personally.
Yeah, I've done a decent amount of battles. Did the DMCs a couple times. I got third in Chicago twice, and then I won Cincinnati. And then I went to the U.S. final in '99. That's really what I used to want to do, like really, really do.
I do separate battling and writing because I don't really write battle rhymes that often. I mean, I do, and I know I like to make those songs because that's still in me. And so I do, and sometimes I'm glad. I like the result. The song is dope.
What's your definition of tight? Because I think our opinions differ. Do your own skills develop? Be wise and shut the hell up. I told you, man, I told you, plan to know you can't be told.
But a lot of times those songs don't carry as much weight as I would like to carry. If I'm going to spend an hour writing a song, I want it to carry weight. I want you to be able to listen to it forever.
A lot of times, battling doesn't translate into a CD that you can somebody could put in their CD player and listen to, you know, or a record and put it on and go, wow, it's tight. But live, it's unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to, like, do both.
I'm trying to, like, always move and, like, change what's going on around me and change myself. And if I stick to writing battle rhymes just as a thing, then I'm not changing myself. And I'm not offering anything necessarily new as far as songwriting to hip-hop. KRS-One has already made the dopest battle song.
Battling too is one, like one emotion. Fucking beat you up, you know. I want to be able to make music that has lots of range and emotion.
I would even sow my way through this imaginary land of fairies and trolls trying to bury the scroll. I carry a load, the way more than my area code vocabulary of folks so that you cherish the very story your marriage your told your character's full to feel the barriers. Where you were before you buried
the thing about battle songs is, unless somebody is feeling that kind of aggression or like hate or whatever, I don't want to say hate because it's like a very dangerous word, but the kind of aggression and the kind of arrogance that goes on in a battle song, unless somebody that is feeling that same way, if they're not into hip-hop already, they're not going to like this song. My grandma does not want to hear about how dope an MC is. Why would she? That has nothing to do with her life and her culture. And I guess one of the things is I'm trying to touch people like my grandma. I feel like my music is important enough, and I want everybody to listen to it. I don't want people that listen to hip-hop to say, oh, that's not rap, so I ain't going to listen to it.
So what brings you guys to LA, first of all?
We came out to meet and greet people and make a bunch of friends and play as many shows as we could. This is basically where we're starting off our tour. We're on the second leg of a tour that we started last fall. And this is the beginning, so we're still extremely excited, you know, in about 2 weeks we're going to try and strangle each other.
Right.
But we came straight to LA first, and we've been here for a couple of days now, and we've done a couple of in-stores. We played over at Basement Records, and we played over at Fat Beat Records.
You never been out here?
I've been to the Bay and
Chilling on there. They're mad shows like every day.
How's everybody feeling tonight?
How y'all doing?
It ain't really nice. I'm gonna let you guys know that Minnesota was mad cold this morning, and I walked off the plane with like a scarf and this hat and a jacket, and I got out here and it's fucking hot as hell. But so I got off here and it was really hot as hell, and I decided to go to Fat Beats and just let the lyrics excel. So well, it's just let me grab the mic and just tell them what the shit I do and I see beside. And if they thought that they could really step on up, I guarantee them in that whole group will wind up getting crushed. This kid will bust up on the mic like a bud, and if he wanna try to step a thing, he gets after the dust. When I see a touch, the mic, he might crush it right into many pieces when he releases. People call him Jesus, Muhammad, and every religious figure. This kid is flipping the microphone, you know he gets bigger and bigger. I grow like my ego. I got side flows, I show it to the people. MCs don't even know, they want to know the CeeLo.
All rappers should tour the West Coast because the West Coast really, really supports, especially they support independent ethics to the fullest.
Y'all ain't knowing shit. Y'all ain't knowing about Minneapolis. We like about 5 years behind the rest of the world. I'm dating your ex-girl. You see what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just kidding. We got it hidden. It's a secret. But I'm saying it's a secret garden. I beg your pardon. I want to tell you about the way the ground parted. Where we live, it's always cold. Best believe that cold brings what? Soul. Cold brings stress for you to feel. It's like your chest for real. Cold brings all that shit. You know the deal because you live there. You probably moved out here because it was too fucking cold.
Yeah, anyway, so we were just down at the Jive offices talking to Mike Nardone, and basically I just got signed. Just signed a deal. We are now on Jive, and we're going over here to the Santa Monica beach. Basically, we're going to get a couple of 40s and we're going to celebrate.
Does that feel good? Yes, sir.
It feels weird. I mean, I guess I never really stopped to think what it would really feel like. You just kind of have like a, you know, a rough idea of what you think you would do the minute you like signed a major deal to a big-time record label that just basically bought you. And so we decided we're gonna get 40s and some crystal meth, and we're gonna look for vampires tonight to celebrate me giving my soul to the devil. Warn your kids.
I don't know. Look at that. Like how it's coming up right here, right there. Dude, look at that one. Standing there. I'm saying it's not fucking 30 feet, but that shit is big. If you were in that shit would be fucking big. Dude, smog ain't that thick, dog. I'm saying there's a haze in front of the clouds.
Yeah, there is a haze.
The clouds and the
Oh yeah, that little haze.
Yeah, but so I'm saying that we're going to do that. It's gonna make like a Alright, look at that wave, man. That shit is more than fucking 3 feet. Look at how little people are walking up there. Well, Eyedea and Abilities finished their project, which means it's time for them to work their project. It's time for them to prepare people to go out and buy their project and really like it. And we needed to start setting the distance between the two. I mean, Eyedea still plays live with me locally because it's convenient for him to. It's not a big hassle. Abilities is getting himself ready for what they're going to go out and start doing, which is going to be like, from the smells and looks of it right now, it's going to be a lot more advanced than what Atmosphere was trying to bring live. So it's just a matter of getting people's mind states ready to remember that these are two different groups.
you want DJ for rappers anymore, you know what I'm saying? But sure, certain shit happens and it makes sense and it's just like
Industry rule number 4080, don't fuck around with Sean Daly.
There was a lot of interest, initial interest from the big willies, the record labels, Def Jam, you know, shit like that. So there's three things that happen, I think, that labels are either looking for the next new thing, someone they can have for a puppet that can just keep on making the stupid shit that gets made. That's why they do like these production deals and all this crap. Or you sell 40,000 on your own, and they're like, well, we'll put some money behind you because we know you're going to sell something.
A lot of people, you know, all of a sudden there was this massive amount of attention in our direction, but as far as like when you send cats packages, you know, let them hear the single, and let them see what we've been doing from the press kids, they've been kind of turned off so far.
You know, so I think labels are interested in the three things. I am none of those three. You know, wouldn't be a puppet for the labels. I got my own music, my own production, my own ideas about what the hell I want to do, which is my life, which is my art. I'm not selling 40,000 records, you know, yet. So that's out of the question. And I'm not at least in the eyes of who's looked at me so far, I'm not the next, you know, like big thing.
Where I've been doing this, I got an album recorded that's coming out. I got a single that's out and selling in stores all over the world. Then they're like, oh, okay. Let's listen to his music. Let's see what he's got. They listen to his shit. They're like, oh, this is what I mean, this is, you don't know if they agree. But I think it's happening a little bit as far as the label coming back to present stuff out there. You know, that doesn't mean that.
well, the Eyedea and Abilities shit's done. We just got to do like some final mastering shit, which is like a weight off my shoulders because I've been waiting for that to come out for years, you know, and like that's dope because that's Eyedea and Abilities, you know, that's the crew.
And it's partially our fault because our record isn't out, but you can't make a judgment yet. There's one battle song on our record. My man's like mad conceptual. He doesn't just imagine battle and see if he's gonna battle. He goes and serves motherfuckers back, and then on record he raps about other shit. You know?
And when that day comes, I shall return to my mother, and we'll walk hand in hand straight to heaven. And when the clouds part, I'll tell her that I love her, and she'll accept with an open heart, no question. Unless Dad was right, and she really was a monster. Maybe her silhouette reflects the hell of his own childhood. Maybe she's so insane no one cared to help, but if nothing else on this earth could mend her spirit, I bet my smile could. The volumes of her songs decreased the older that I grew. Daddy became my only influence of attitude. Now I'm robotically imperialistic and careless of people, a trait inherited by my parents' omnipotent ego. It symbols the ego, but its child isn't free. You'll see no sign around my neck saying I'm proud to be me. I'm not grown up. The concept of adulthood is dead. He left scars on my back when my notebook was read. I guess the grass is always greener on the other side, and intangible experience structures one Leviathan from the Quran to leprechauns. Since when did America fall in between Lebanon and Ireland?
I think Eyedea likes to think he's doing better than everybody. And I like that about him. I remember when I was like that. I remember when I actually had the answers before I went and re-lost them all again. And I like that. I see where he's at, and I appreciate that.
I never knew my mom once I was born, she was dead. She never wanted me, at least is what my dad said. He said she was polluted, ignorant, uncivilized, and that was roughly the outline of what he beat into my head. I grew up in a house with more rooms than I could count. No siblings, just strangers, I was moving in and out. My dad hated all our neighbors had. They stepped on his problems, they'd be finished, cause getting hits is what he was about. Ever since his birth, he was a nuisance to humanity. I wish he died instead of mom. Maybe then I'd love my family, but I smiled at time.
Like I'm saying, I'm really excited about how me and him are connecting on what he's writing about and how I'm producing. is the way I want our music to be like. Because we went through a bunch of phases, you know. We went through like, when we first started, we were just like all shit talking shit. Then we went like real wacky, like do all kinds of shit. Like, I mean, I was doing fucking drum patterns that weren't even drum patterns. Like, you know, like no rhythm at all, you know, like, cause I was like, oh, that shit's fucking ill, you know. And we just did really fucking weird shit. And then we kind of went through like a happy phase, like, where like, everything was kind of, not happy, like corny happy, but like a lot of the beats were more upbeaty. And like, he was always kind of the same, but like my production line would be a little more upbeat and shit. And then now where we're at, I mean, we always have made every kind of song. We never just made one particular type of song, but where more of our shit would come out that way. But now our stuff's a lot more just depth. Like, our music has a lot of depth to it. Yeah, I mean, I hope people think it's a hip-hop album after they're done listening to it, you know, like, that's some shit, you know, but they don't go, that's fucking the new era of, you know, trance rap or something, you know? I mean, they better fucking think it's hip-hop music still.
There's no doubt in my mind that we could go gold, you know? And to me, that's a success. If I came home and there was gold records hanging on the wall, whatever, shoot me now, you know what I'm saying? That's it. There's no more reason to, like, strive for anything higher, like, you know, whatever.
I hope people go, that's a record that has involved the DJ more than almost any other record in hip-hop history. I want to have the scratching aspect of it that, like, relevant on the album, because hip-hop records don't have a lot of cutting, or just a DJ presence on them for the most part. So I'd like people go away with that.
For anybody that's into fucking finding samples, I'm gonna give you one right here. Deep Pedal Dynamics, Wild Things. The sound I use.
Basically, I want my beats to be the band, Eyedea to be the lead singer, and my cutting to be the guitar solo. You know, in every song, I have like 8 bars of me just going nuts or something, and like have bridges, make real music, you know.
Fuck me. Since DJing and producing is my job now, it's my career. Just to have a hobby, you know, and I like acoustic guitar, like I got one. I suck, but I'll be good. I'm a musical guy.
New York's the shit, man. I could live here. It's dope. Definitely like it a lot. Either maybe not live, but at least visit all the time. Like I could just come and just open, it's fun. It's just like, well, what should we do? We build on it. Whereas on the Eyedea and Abilities shit, it's just me doing it by myself. So you got pros and cons. Me doing it by myself is super dope because I don't have to deal with anybody else. I make exactly what I want. But then again, when you're dealing with somebody else, you can vibe off each other. You know, we're gonna hopefully get a bunch of work out, but I'm sure I'll be back here doing more work. This will be the final session for this record. But when I get back from here, the main thing I'm gonna focus on is Me and Myself's record. Like that's gonna be the next big. That's gonna be the big summer project. You know, we got it. We're ready. Like And just beats, man. I've been digging ridiculously. I got lots of beats that when I get back. The Eyedea and Abilities second record's probably gonna be done before the first one comes out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have this itch, and I have really good sample records right now that I'm gonna just, yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. Music is good for me right now.
The distinction is, do you do this on the weekends, or does this control your life? Like, is it so important for you to get up there and grab that mic, that open mic, that you're gonna do it on a Tuesday night at 2 in the morning when you have to be to work at 7 a.m. the next day? If it is, that's what separates it. If it's so important for you to like fucking put everything you got on the line to do it, to me that's what pretty much separates you from just the average advocate that likes hip-hop.
I lived in an apartment with my brother when I was like 15 or 16. We had no furniture.
Yeah.
We had 4 dishes. Saved up my money and I just bought a turntable.
Yeah.
And in my room I slept on an egg carton like you guys got out there. No bed, an egg carton. And I had my turntable, you know, in the box, brand new, and I'd plug it in and I'd watch the lights and it'd be all pretty. And then that's all I did. I just ate noodles every day. And I just, cause I knew that's what I wanted to practice for the first 6 months on my knees.
I've definitely spent way too much money on records. I've bounced checks. I've not eaten for periods of time. I've, stolen records, sold CDs in order to pay for records. I mean, it's terrible. But, I've got a lot of records.
I guess what I'm saying is sacrifice is probably the key to being successful at anything that you set your heart at being successful at. What are you willing to give up to become successful? Some people will give up their own personal, some people give it all up. Some people will give up just their whole shit, their integrity and their morals and just the fibers of what makes them a person. But you keep your eyes on the ones that'll give up food and necessities, because those are the motherfuckers that regardless of how far they make it, they're gonna be successful. At the end of the fucking day, they are gonna go to sleep with a good woman and a good feeling. That's me. I'm successful.
Where do I see myself in 5 years, though?
No, the notoriety that we're gonna gain from here on is gonna be basically off of the music, which is more honest.
Hopefully is respected more, and where I want to be artistically. Hopefully, I like my shit. That's the biggest thing. I'm my biggest critic. I'll be like, a lot of people think I'm egotistical, but I'm so the opposite of that. I don't even think I'm good. I'll be like, I'm cool, but I'm not even close to where I want to be, production or turntable-wise. And I think that's what helps me keep, progressing. But hopefully, within 5 years, I'll be at least closer to where I want to be at. Hopefully, I'll have done one of my goals, which is be a really dope producer, but also be, a turntablist on top of it, which really hasn't happened yet, a cat who can really get busy and could just be a DJ, or a cat that's just super dope producer. You don't see too many of that as one thing.
If I can open the world up to some of these ideas that I have, if I can travel, if I can meet new people, if I can make some money, then maybe 3 records later I can sit down and say, okay, what was that? I can look at what I just accomplished. Now, did that bring me happiness? I don't know. I mean, probably won't. Stuff like that doesn't generally make people wholly happy.
It makes me feel bad about things, I feel kind of out of, I feel more out of society than I should. So it really, I don't know, I think for my mental health it needs to come to an end pretty soon, because I think in my life, I think, oh, I can't, do these good things because I'm doing graph, which supposedly makes me a bad person. I can't, pursue, happiness because because of graph, and so in other words, like I kind of need to eliminate it if I'm ever going to progress in some sort of like spiritual or human sense. I've been working on giving it up, but it just kind of ebbs. It just goes to be less and less instead of cold turkey.
The direction I'm kind of going in now musically, I'm sort of discovering that if I am going to make a living off music, it's not going to be from only DJing. It's going to be from doing everything that all the musical talents that I've hopefully accumulated over my life. So the direction that I'm kind of going in now musically is combining the turntables with playing all this other stuff.
But I just feel that it, like in the grand scheme of things, it kind of takes away from my being in some way that I can't really, like who am I to talk about truth, when I'm out here, being an untrue person to a certain degree. But then again, it takes all kinds, so maybe these things are separate, where it doesn't matter what kind of person I am as long as I'm pursuing some sort of truth.
As far as breaking, I just take it wherever I feel inside myself where I need to go with it. Like I don't have like a plan, like I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I want to have a studio. I want to be in videos. Like if it takes me to videos, fine. If it takes me to having my own dance studio and teaching, cool. If I just do it to do it, fine. Like I don't really care where it goes. It's like I just take it where it takes me. Cause like I have my other careers that I focus on, and I want to do that. And breaking is just something I do to like relax and have fun.
I guess basically I feel pretty good about what I'm doing because like I still see the little Sean inside of myself. The excitement that I get out of everything is still the excitement I got. It's the same as when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a rap star. Now I don't necessarily really feel like I need to be a rap star. I just want that attention that I wanted back then. So whether I'm getting it from 5 people or 5,000 people, I'm pretty geeked to be getting it.
Will you sign my sweatshirt, man? Hey, Slug, will you sign my sweatshirt?
And since the Blaze, the HBO thing, everybody knows who he is in town. They really do. And so it's hard. He goes to the grocery store and somebody will say, oh, I caught you on the Blaze.
It's dope. Like, I like, for whatever reason, if kids want to be hometown love, oh, fuck yeah, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like it. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it ain't cool, you know what I'm saying?
I remember one time my dad talking to me, and he seemed pretty excited about the fact that people at his job knew who I was due to media exposure and shit like that. And that was pretty dope. I won't let either of them come to shows.
Ever?
Yeah, my mom's seen me play, and she doesn't know what to make of it. She can't relate to it. She's listening to Lucy Ford. Did you hear that? That was fine. It was like today.
I didn't want to just be like a dope MC that could spit lines to you, or spit poems to you. I wanted to be that cat that you could say rhyme about oatmeal, and I could do it. I wanted to be that cat that amazed people, even if it was just 3 people at a party. I wanted to be that. I still do, And so, but in my head, I was like, I also want to be the dude who's going to make you cry because of this song. I want to be the dude who builds the building that you live in, all that, And so in my head, I was like, battling's just a tool to get my blueprints out there. Now I learned that it's not necessarily, but whatever. I had fun doing everything that I did. I gained notoriety that it's all worthy.
There are a lot of them that are better than me. There are a lot that are more deserving than myself. There are a lot that are more prolific, more in tune with the art. But there's nobody like me. And that's the only claim I'm walking out of here with.
I mean, I'll probably never quit writing songs, but maybe I'll quit touring, quit battling, quit doing this and that, and really focus on a movie, and really focus on the stupid-ass movie that I'm writing, and maybe actually make it, and then make my movie, and do the same thing. And then eventually, you know, just end it all. Do everything, live the dream life for a little bit. Do everything I want to do.
Oh, yeah, that's my best friend for sure. I mean, through everything, through everybody that I work with, I'm pretty positive the core group that I'm with, I'm going to be with for forever. But I know for a fact, for sure, I'll be in contact with that cat and making music with him for like a long time. I mean, shit, when we're like 40, we'll probably be making movies or doing something, you know, but we'll always be doing something together.
He will be successful at whatever he does. And it doesn't matter if it's artistic or not. Mike loves to build, so maybe 10 years from now he'll build his own home.
I built this vocal booth all by myself. Check it out. Gangsta.
I hope he teaches. That's kind of been the last 2 years or so that we've been discussing, you know, go to college, get a teaching degree, teach, because you have a lot to offer. And you could possibly change that one or two person down the road who will make the difference, and, you know, that's what you need to do. That's what we're here for. That's what everybody needs to do, is you need to improve somebody. So I don't know if he'll stick. He'll always be artsy, though. He always will, no matter what it is. Even if it's just like photography or something for himself, he will always be very creative at it.
If you are watching this tape and you are not from Minneapolis and St. Paul, then consider this whole plan a success. Because if you are watching this tape and you are from another city, that means we did it. Now, if you are watching this tape and you are from the city, remember that it's not done. We have not done it yet. We are still doing it. And that goes for all of you people. You are all a part of this, and you all have to continue to move forward with the rest of us.
Let me hear you say, life is short, it shouldn't be so rough. Come on. Louder. Say, life is short, it shouldn't be so rough. Come on. He goes, life is short, it shouldn't be so rough. Come on. Come on. Life is short, it shouldn't be so rough. Come on. Now when my mother died, when my mother died, I had to take it in stride. There ain't no room for pride. And watching your father cry, been dead waiting until maybe a year later when they found his suicide inside of the train elevator. Got over it. I had no other offers or options. Thought about whether or not mom and pop was watching. Never bothered with caution. No time for fear. Saw my folks carry fear for most of my early years. Then I learned from it. Turned up, ignored the storm, a burning sun, waiting for the world to plummet. Finished growing up under my uncle's roof. Taught me how to count all the way up to 100 proof. From watching him, I learned how to gather nourishment, living off the different women that he had to nurture him. And on the surface, I became a normal preteen, more afraid of nuclear war than snake bites and bees. Well, my best friend was my TV, game shows and cartoons, substituted for puppies, rainbows, and balloons. Now here I am, the shy type, and I think I'm doing alright, considering what it was like living my life. It's all sunshine, nothing but sunshine. It's all sunshine. It's all sunshine, it's nothing but 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 sunshine. It's nothing but sunshine. Now it's been 17 summers since I've seen my mother, but every night I see her smile inside of my dreams. When I was younger, didn't actually see it, the accident happened. It just shatters against the screens. I can only imagine Dad's internal reaction. The screen inferno burning down in his brain. What it takes to make a man who don't think it's a lane. Abandon the family plan and drown himself in his rain. I'm glad I left that farm in northern Minnesota, where the time moves slower, the winters are colder. Became a city boy where everybody acts like they older, where they stick to themselves and keep a chip on their shoulder. 28 years of age, no longer full of rage. I think it's safe to say I've turned the page on my childhood days. Hey, look, Bob, I'm a productive member of society. When I'm drunk, I get loud, but otherwise I live quiet on the weekends. I go back up north to reminisce, remember what it was like pretending to be a kid. Late at night, I walk the field, lurk in the shadows, getting even with life by murdering cattle. Moo! Moo!
Johnny Blaze shit. Yo, son. Oh, you ain't give me no love. Alright, here we go. Go ahead. Hey, yo, check me out. Hold up.
There's not enough dancing going on here, though. I think if y'all were really feeling it, you would be dancing more. Here's a little message I wrote for somebody. What's your definition of dope? Because I think our opinions differ. So your own skills develop, be wise and shut the hell up. I told you, man, I'm on your plan. You know we can't be colder than me when the microphone in hand. I'll show you, man, the oldest lamb. I throw the hands up over expanded road and standing, holding it, popping across. Flicking shots to the balls, vision. Listen, it's in my genetic code to push the evolution. Clean up the pollution and let the rhetoric grow. So the records get sold and with each flow, you give ass a cat or gold to eat color. In fact, each flow as we go with our rules, the freedom of independence we keep. So we'll eat to a full take. Trophy, slow motion, you know, I was even so my way to this imaginary land, bury scrolls, trying to bury the scroll, and carry the load, the weight of one of my areas, no vocabulary of bold, and actually carry the very story, your marriage is told, the character's bold, to build a barrier, very words before your parents, so we tell us parents, so you share a paragraph, there, your nerves and turns, and proves us that you think we screwed over some stupid fuck, in a battle you'll still lose to us. My name's Eyedea. I'm from a group called Eyedea and Abilities, Atmosphere, Rhymesayers Entertainment, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities. Make noise if you're drunk. Make noise if you're drunk and you're not driving home. I'm so thankful that was louder. Kill somebody, and I just might just kill somebody. He used to write his rhymes all the time. Sometimes he'd make them right up off the top of his mind. After doing shows for years, getting respect from peers, kill the ego, looking at the people like they weird. Road trips turned into head trips, became a hunger for sedative and eccentric etiquette. Optimism needs to feed on self-esteem, but it seems as if he doesn't see it, hasn't felt a thing. Records sell well, but still underground. Travel town to town, holding hands for fans that love the sound. When it comes around, let's hope he can enjoy it. Can't slow down momentum, afraid he might destroy it. When he stops to shake a hand, I doubt they understand that he now stands only the shadow of a man, having a hard time with life on a drum roll. Balance on a high wire, passing it off as humble. But it's a thin line between screams and smiles. See the miles, wishing he could go home and read to his child. But tonight's the last day, put the button in the ashtray. Lock the door and slip both minutes backstage. And I might just find somebody. And I just might just love somebody. And I just might just feel somebody. And I just might just kill somebody. And I just might just find somebody. And I just might just love somebody. And I just might just feel somebody. And I just might just kill somebody. When I say atmosphere, y'all say fear. Atmosphere. When we say atmosphere, y'all say fear. Atlas. When we say Atlas, all of y'all say here, Atlas, Atlas. I used to know this woman who had the most beautiful tattoos on the top sides of both of her hands. She was 43 years old, and as far as I know, had never yet been with a man. But wait, it's not that she wasn't attractive, it was beautiful. It was the way that she interacted. She was aggressively passive, to the point where she would have intimidated any man that ever tried to catch. And on the left hand, she had a tattoo of a new girl. She claimed it is what God resembled. But on the right, she had a mirrored image of the same female, and this one, she explained, looked like the devil. And I remember once watching her touch her own breast, how the tattoos smiled as they stared down her stomach, as if anticipating when they'd be allowed to caress the sweet flower that they both seemed to hunger. Now, maybe I was high, but it felt so right. Heaven and hell both take to this woman's womb. It didn't make sense how she could commence touching herself with me wide awake in the same room. And if I learned anything in my years, I would not no longer believe in surprise. But what happened next stole over the fears. The tattoos came alive right in front of my eyes. And both slowly stood up and climbed off her hand. They showed me why she never took the time with the man. They climbed deep inside of this woman's garden. She closed her eyes and she gently bit her bottom lip. I stepped, I left, and I don't regret leaving. And I'll never forget all the things I saw that evening. A glimpse of religion, maybe a piece of coming closer to understanding more about what intrigued me most. I didn't get turned on, I just got turned. I wasn't as aroused as I was concerned, but each one of them I've heard, and every time I've been burned, I got a lot to teach, but even more to learn. So now I keep my eyes open to taking in all I can. A fine woman taking in all she can. As long as I breathe, I'll sing a single my memory for that woman with the tattoo hand. It's good and evil. Andy, turn up the SB 1200 again, Andy. Wait, we got what I think we got? Wait, I think we got what you think we got. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of punk bass and y'all, at this moment I would like to introduce to you my name, Gerald, on the SB 1200, representing the 1200 elbows and the kind of shoulders. My man DJ Abilities on the turntable, 1200 elbows. And they're going to do a little freestyle for you. So, if you can. Let's show these cats exactly what's going on. Joe, why don't you solo for me for a minute? That's Gel on the drums and Abilities on the turntable. Yo, do y'all understand how like incredible that shit is, man? That shit is all, none of that was rehearsed. That sounded, I mean, that was dope, man. Jesus Christ. If only I could rap that good.